Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife, Marie. And you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're going in Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here, youtube.com/Steven Larson. Available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it and make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers there. Fantastic reward tiers there. You probably noticed I'm looking off to the side right now, and it's because I totally forgot our cam link, the little device that lets us stream live.
It's like the most important thing we gotta have every day.
It's literally, it's like this little tiny. It's like this little. It feels like the tiniest piece of toy.
It's like a well-fed dongle.
Exactly. And I came in during the weekend to grab it because I was thinking of maybe doing some live streaming and doing some tests with my new DSLR thing. And so I forgot it. I forgot to bring it back. And it's like the most important thing we have. But my desktop over there, I brought that over here.
So he's got to monitor that. Note here.
We can still stream.
So if he looks distracted, he is.
Somebody said my face is super red. So I'm going to do this real quick.
Were you doing yard work this weekend?
No, I'm going to bring down the saturation on us. Maybe that'll help.
Were you doing a lot of drinking before you came here?
I should have, evidently. That's what it seems like. Anyways, like I said, we do have like a lot of new patrons at the patreon.com/Steven Larson. And it's a fantastic thing. You know what I'm going to do now?
You're going to shout them out.
From the weekend, I'm going to give them their shout outs. Let's see here. We have, oh yeah, because I don't think I did it on Friday. So we've got Mark O'Shea, Aaron Dow, Hitman Antaldo, Bo Wyatt, Shucky Ducky, Clark McCreary, Lauren Dale, RB King, Matt Broadhurst, Peyton Bowes, Brennan Hardy, Chris Greer, and Liam Braid. Thank you very much for your support. Without the Patreon, we could not do Going In Raw. It's just that great. We're also available at the Friendo Market. Man, my hand is cramped up, man.
No, you did a lot of sketches.
117 sketches.
That's a lot.
I went over my allotted 100. I just sat there and watched Dateline, like 3 hours of Dateline, and I did a bunch of sketches. The first batch are being picked up by my dad today to be taken to the post office.
Cool.
And then I got a bunch of new envelopes that just got delivered today. I'm gonna package the rest of them today and send them out tomorrow. So yay!
I installed light fixtures and built the table this weekend.
Well, I like when you get a new house. That's fun. I like doing that stuff when you have a new house.
Yeah. It's just,
I don't know about the fixtures.
That's actually not that hard.
Like electrical fixtures?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that new house here is going to burn right down.
No, it's not. I've done 2 so far.
You're not
Nary
an
a fire.
Oh, no.
You just follow the instructions. You just know, because it's all color-coded, Steve.
Oh, bad.
You just put black with black, white with white, and the ground with the ground, and you're good to go.
You ever been electrocuted?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not fun.
No.
Not fun. I also finished watching Man in the High Castle.
Oh, yeah?
Well, the last episode of this past season. I got to wait a year. It landed on like a giant cliffhanger. I got to wait a year.
I guess you should have waited to watch it then.
Holy moly.
Yeah, see, Stevie Bradley's with me. Light fixtures are no big deal. They're not.
Stevie Bradley knows what he's doing, man.
I do now,
You're
too.
Just some
I've done
jackass. No, that's good. I'm glad
I'm
you
a
got
jackass who knows how to install
Can
light
you come
fixtures.
by and install my bathroom fan then?
I might be able to. How many wires are up there? Check if there's 4 wires. So here's the thing. I did the one in our entryway first, and there was only 2 wires because it was grounded to the junction box.
Sure.
So I did the one in our dining room yesterday,
Yeah.
and there's an extra wire, and there was a red wire. I'm like, what the heck is this red wire doing here?
What the?
So I looked it up, and if you had like a switch or a 3-way fan or a light in a ceiling fan, that's what that's for.
Oh, okay.
So I could probably do it.
All right. Well,
Again,
see
just
about
match
that.
up the color. If there's a red wire for your ceiling fan, just match it with red to red.
Yeah, that's scary. I'll blow myself up.
No, you got to turn your power off.
I've been watching. Jeff didn't do that.
Oh dear.
I think he kept his on. Well, because I when I showed up last time to go hang out and record some 4 legs.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of doing his ceiling fan.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he just kept the power on. That dude loves to play with fire. Anyways,
actually building the table, the table from IKEA, the dining room table is far more labor intensive than doing any light fixtures.
Lacey loves doing that stuff. I hate doing that.
I don't mind doing it. It's just if you make one mistake, which I did, I have to go and undo pretty much half of it.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
And we got 4 more chairs to put together.
Couple things to get to before we get started with today's wrestling news. Number one, happy Veterans Day. It was yesterday, and it's observed by the federal government today.
Yes.
So I know we got a lot of friendos out there in the service, not just the United States military, but around the world serving in all sorts of different.
Thank you for your service.
Militaries. Thank you very much.
Yes.
My dad's a veteran, so thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I have a lot of veterans on my family too. Thank you.
And also, a lot of people talking about this in chat. Stan Lee died.
I didn't know that until you showed up.
I was getting ready, and I looked at my phone, and it said Stan Lee died. He was 90-some-odd years
95.
old. Oh, God, he was 95? Oh, my goodness. I would have said 90. Cool thing about Stan Lee, I believe he was around our age when he wrote when he created or co-created the Fantastic Four. He didn't get started until late.
68.
Well, he didn't find his niche until late. He was already doing comics for a spell before then. But it wasn't until he was
63.
He was on the verge of getting out. He was on the verge of getting out. And then they said, "Hey, we want to try this superheroes thing. You want to try that?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." So he did that, and it was wildly popular.
He's created some of the most legendary.
Co-created, yes.
Sorry, co-created. Yes. I apologize.
Here's the thing about Stan Lee is that the dude really, through sheer force of personality, he became sort of a face.
I don't mean to diminish the contributions of one Jack Kirby.
No, not at all. And Steve Ditko and many others
yes.
that Stan Lee sort of
co-created characters,
co-opted credit from. No, he did a lot. He did a lot, and the man should absolutely be celebrated for his accomplishments. So yeah. Anyways, we should. What was that?
Oh, I just. Fingernail on my laptop.
I'm so paranoid right now.
You really are. You're just worried about something going wrong.
I feel like this stream is on just a bare thread. But the good thing is Comcast isn't working today because it's a holiday.
They're supposed to be done anyways. We just said service interruptions Thursday and Friday.
You know how,
but you never know.
I will almost guarantee you, I would put money, not a lot of it. I'd put money on those trucks being back out there tomorrow.
Oh, it's entirely possible.
And us having problems with
But there was
internet.
trucks out there before Thursday and Friday. We had no service interruptions. It was just Thursday and Friday. I guess a little bit Wednesday too. Anyways, let's get these super chats in. The man of constant sorrow, Elias, and we haven't heard the news. Let's all pay our respects to Stan Lee. Chase Hetrick, the Friendo draft has over 300 potential draftees.
Man,
Are you
that
prepping?
Is way too many.
That is a lot. For the biggest draft in WCW fun wrestling ever, please don't look if that's true. P.S. Didn't look if that's true. So he said 300, but it might not be true.
Didn't look if that's true. I know there are plenty. I was tripping out because I saw that. I didn't read that second part there. Man, I was going to say that is way too many. We're going to draft like 40 people at most.
Total, yeah.
At most, and that's. I mean, I'm drafting some. I don't know. Do we have to draft our members that last time we saw were still in those federations? Like, do I have to redraft Butch Bacon?
Mm-hmm.
I do?
Yeah.
Shit.
Unless you made them, they're all eligible.
Oh, crap. Okay.
So you get to keep all the characters you made. I get to keep characters I made.
Spoiler alert, Butch Bacon, he's going to go number 1 for me. He's pivotal in my story.
Really? Well, you better hope you get the number 1 pick.
I have to beat you. You'll have to use that crap controller over there.
That's fine. I win a lot of matches as a garbage controller.
No, I gotta bring.
It just keeps me from pitting. Dariak, rip, rest in peace, Stan Lee. Tom Fox, Larson, what happened to your minimalist half of the wall?
Steve happened.
Yeah.
You don't care enough to stop me from doing it.
Well,
so I just do it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like
there's other battles to fight.
That's the thing. If you want a little peek into our relationship, our working relationship, and our personal relationship, we each pick and choose our battles. There's only so many things we can be in control of.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, the funny thing is that we actually work really, really well like that. There are certain things that I just don't care about, and I'm like, Larson cares about this, so that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And then vice versa.
Yeah.
So it totally works.
Wayne Maker. Hello, Wayne Maker. Steve's hand is cramped up from drawing. #wanking.
All right, just move on.
Eric James, of all the wrestling YouTube channels, you guys are by far my favorite. Love you guys. Keep doing what you guys do. P.S. Orion Rice for fun.
Oh,
WCW.
pay for play. #pay
Thank you,
for
Eric
play.
James. Chase Hetrick says it's 359.
It can't be. There's not a chance.
That's a lot.
We might have to look at some of those today. Okay, so a couple programming notes as well, though. I forgot to mention this. A week from today, can we just decide this now? A week from today, we're going to do a live Going In Raw View recap of Survivor Series 1997. The patrons voted. Does that sound right?
That's good.
Next Monday?
Yeah.
So join us. We're going to do it after the regularly scheduled podcast, which goes live at noon. So we're going to do Going In Raw View probably around 2:30 or 3
and also,
Pacific time.
I'll remind everybody on Sunday's Matt Chat, get your Matt Chat questions in 2 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday, a week from tomorrow, because Wednesday we're having a short day because Thursday's Thanksgiving.
Tuesday, not Wednesday, correct.
And also,
you're heading out, right?
Yeah, Wednesday afternoon. Also, I don't know if you've confirmed this, but I have. We're good to go Saturday for Takeover.
It's our very first Takeover live stream reaction stream.
Correct.
So we've got Friday morning is the friend. No, it's
We Book Survivor Series.
Friday morning we're going to be live streaming We Book Survivor Series right here at YouTube. Saturday night Takeover.
Well, we're like Saturday afternoon. I think it starts at 4.
For Pacific time.
Yeah.
For everybody else. And then
Sunday,
obviously Survivor Series
on Sunday. Yeah.
So we've got a lot of live streaming coming up.
We do.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a big week. It's a big 4 week. Very excited.
And then we get a couple days off for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man. Thursday and Friday. Are you going to go to Black Friday?
No.
No?
No.
You should go up to like midnight.
No,
it
I'm not going to go.
Down quite a bit.
I don't care to go.
Totally chill.
I did some research on television, and I'm going to hold off for now.
Have you made a decision?
Yeah, I made a decision. I'm going to hold off for now.
Can you tell us what it is?
I'm not going to do it right now.
You're not going to tell us right now?
No, I'm not going to buy a television.
Can you tell us which one it is?
It's no TV.
It's no TV. Oh, you're putting off the purchase.
That's literally what I just said. I
thought you meant like right now, but you're going to wait until like just after Black Friday. You're not going to do it this holiday season?
I might not do it for another year.
What a terrible idea. Wow. Oh, wait, hold on. Was that your decision or your wife's decision?
No, it's my decision.
Oh, I don't think it was.
It is my decision.
Man, I'll take care of it. I'll have Lacey talk to Rachel.
No, here's the thing.
I'll have Lacey talk to Rachel.
It has nothing to do with any of that. It has nothing to do. The issue is I looked at my price point. I saw my options. I wasn't happy with my options. That's the end of the story.
70 inches you get for $700. It's great. Great deal.
Well, it's the quality of the television I want. I've read up a bunch of reviews.
It just needs to be big. They're all the same these days.
No,
they're all the same.
No, there's not.
They're all the same, man. Listen, I'll have Lacey talk to Rachel.
God.
I'll have her talk to Rachel. I'll get it taken care of.
You think you know the answer to
I got your back.
It's not the situation whatsoever.
So your TV pursuits are in trouble. WWE's also in trouble, right, Larson?
My TV pursuits are not in trouble. But yes, maybe. Who knows? So on a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, this is according to Cage Side Seats in their rumor roundup last night, Dave Meltzer mentioned that the house show attendance during the recent overseas tour, I think specifically in Europe, was down. And it shocked some of the company to see stands so empty.
Oh, yeah, man. You're doing too much, man.
Someone here in chat said that in Manchester they were getting like 5,000 people to a 20,000-seat arena.
Yeah.
Of course, this comes on the heels of the company's third quarter financials, which saw a decline in house show attendance, a pretty significant one, and as well as a lesser decrease in merchandise sales and spending per capita. Meltzer notes, quote, merchandise declines were notable related to spending per customer, with a decline in house show attendance, One should expect a similar decline in merchandise, but decline was significantly greater as per-head spending at house shows was $9.26, down from $10.54 during the same quarter last year. For non-WrestleMania quarters, that $10 to $11 range has been pretty consistent for years, so there was a huge decline in that way. About $1.28, sorry. $1.28 per person less spending.
Yeah, that adds up. It's like that $1 Patreon amount, you know?
It
It's
does
like
add up. Well, if you
the
get
$1 patron level.
If you're used to getting 7,000 fans per house show and that goes down under 5,000.
Uh-huh. If we had 10,000
$2,000 less.
If we had 10,000 $1 patrons, we'd have $10,000.
Yeah.
And if that dropped down to 8,000 patrons, how many dollars would we have?
$8,000.
$8,000 right there. So it all adds up, man.
Yeah.
So anyways,
last week we spoke about Fightful's report that USA had decided to put an end to Raw's overrun, stopping it
at 11 p.m.
11 p.m. on the dot.
On the dot.
And according to Meltzer, that was, I don't know if that was news from him or speculation. It was with hopes that the ratings would increase for the third hour for the show, because there's always a huge ratings drop-off during that third hour.
Yeah.
In stock price news, WWE's stock price opened today at $69.43, dropped to a low of $66.63, and as of 11 a.m. Pacific had rebounded to $68.01, and this is a huge drop from $96.08 on September 27th.
We should have bought low and then sold high and then
reap the benefits.
Could have got $30
right
per
now.
stock.
There's the price is $67.76.
Oh, it's making a little bit of a rebound then. Look, here's the bottom line, man. It's enthusiasm. There's
or lack thereof.
So there was a conversation. I forget who it was. It was a guy who used to work for WWE. Conversation between him and Ryan Satin on Twitter when Raw's ratings started just tumbling.
Yeah,
and he said they don't really care about ratings. I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't consider ratings to be one indication of enthusiasm, which is important. I would think enthusiasm, engagement is important.
Yeah, it's engagement to any entertainment pursuit.
Exactly. House show attendance. I mean, talk about like, you know, that's another indication of enthusiasm. You know, if people really want to be people are really into your product. We were just watching to prepare for next Monday.
Yeah.
We were watching Survivor Series 97. And talk about an engaged audience. Like, you know, just the noise level was, you know, you can't really make dollars out of decibels, but the enthusiasm was there back then. That's why from that point on, they experienced like a lot of money coming in because of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And that just isn't there these days.
No, there's
it's
not really a whole lot there.
And here's the thing. There are plenty of things you can do to engage your audience more, to build enthusiasm, to build buzz. I hate using that word. But there's lots of things you can do.
Yeah.
And they're not doing them. And in fact, we came up with 10 things they can do. It's an impromptu episode of 10 for the win, Larson. I had the thing loaded up. I had the titles loaded up.
Oh, I don't think we can do that.
But
number 10.
Number 10.
Better merch.
This is a really silly one, but it's kind of true.
No, I don't think it's silly because say you're a fan of, in this case, Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
And you don't really know about his big cartel shop, which has great stuff.
Yeah.
You only know about WWE Shop. You go to WWE Shop, and you're like, well, I really like Pete Dunne. They only have this one garbage shirt.
Yeah.
But since I really like Pete Dunne, I want to support my favorite wrestler. I'm going to buy this shirt. And then you buy it, and you look at it, and the fabric's not that great, and the design's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I really don't want to wear this out in public.
Yeah.
But then you think, well, it's Pete Dunne. I really like him, so I'll do it anyways.
Yeah. I was actually it's funny that this could actually be split into two then, because here's my thing about here's better merch part B is look at Bullet Club. People they just go to Hot Topic. What the hell is Bullet Club?
It's
I don't know.
because
It
it
sounds
looks
cool
neat.
and it looks neat.
It looks neat. And that's the thing. It's well designed.
People like cool shit.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. People like cool shit. And one way, look at that Austin 316 shirt. That was cool. It was simple. It was effective. The NWO shirt, great logo.
Yeah.
Effective.
It's all shirts that you wouldn't
To this
be
day.
embarrassed to wear in public.
To this day, people like at Spencer Gift or Hot Dog, whatever it is, they got the Wolfpack NWO shirt because the idiot Kardashian kids wear it, or whoever it was. Because it looks cool.
Yeah,
it
does
looks
look
cool, you know?
No, I mean, that's kind of my general point.
And so
much on the stuff on WWE Shop does not look cool.
Yeah, it doesn't. But you want people like to, you know, to wear your stuff regardless if they know what it is. On the flip side of what you're saying is totally true. It's like if you really like Pete Dunne, wow, this is the only shirt. I'm put this on now. I'm depressed. Like
I don't look cool.
Their their merchandise makes you depressed.
Yeah.
It makes you nerdy, and then you get bullied.
You're embarrassed to wear it, and then yes.
That's not going to create
You're gonna get
enthusiasm.
made fun of.
That's not going to be positive. It's going to be negative.
Neville called out the design team for designing an awful shirt for him on Twitter.
He did. It was great. So, yeah, you need better merch.
Better merch. Number 9.
Number 9. Off seasons for wrestlers. You know what makes the heart grow fonder, Larson?
Absence.
People being gone. And
that's kind of what I
said. And when wrestlers are gone,
people
number
miss
1,
them.
People miss them. Number 2, they get a chance to heal up.
Yeah.
Number 3, big returns are like they generate buzz. When Dean Ambrose came back, generates buzz. Oh, people got to watch this. People need to see what's going on. He's back.
Yeah.
So I think that, granted, I understand. I know. Here's the thing. Some of these ideas, we already know why they're not doing them. It's like, okay, well, it's because they advertise these names. They're getting paid. They need to get value for their dollar. I don't care about that. It's not my problem to do these things. These are our suggestions. We're saying WWE's coming to us. They say, what should we do?
Do these 10 things.
Off seasons for wrestlers. Well, we can't. No, I don't care. This is what you do.
No, you create a calendar.
You figure it out.
You overlap breaks.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have like
too
10
many people
talents
in your roster anyways.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you have 10 talents on break at one time.
Exactly.
Everybody gets their 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, whatever the case may be.
Number 8.
8.
Fewer house shows.
Kind of goes hand in hand with number 9. Here's the thing. How many times do they come through here to Sacramento? Twice a year, probably. Mm-hmm. In major markets, probably more than that. Really, just come to Sacramento once.
Yeah.
Just come to Sacramento once.
Yeah.
People get one chance a year to see it. If you don't do it, you lose.
If it's a premium thing,
exactly,
they'll want it even more.
But if you're coming through the area 2-3 times a year, well, I can miss 1 or 2 of those shows and just go to one.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no hype. There's no buzz around that one time. There's no reason to get excited.
Withhold your product from people and they'll want it more.
Exactly.
Number 7.
7.
Shorter pay-per-views. They can be really long sometimes. I kind of miss 3-hour pay-per-views because we really don't get them
anymore.
We were
just watching Survivor Series 97. That show is 2 hours and 45 minutes.
See? That's perfect.
That's all you need.
Takeovers are the perfect length. In fact, we're going to talk about this later on the show. They might even get shorter, or at least the next one.
Well, they can be shorter time-wise in terms of number of matches. Anyways, continue.
When you sit there, and we're going to get to this is kind of related to our number 1. When you sit there for like 4 hours, 4.5 hours, your product, it's like, man, why are they shoving all this stuff in here?
Here's the thing. What phrase from Triple H do we like saying a lot?
The top 40 thing, or I find it funny?
More but better.
More but better.
Obviously, that was Triple H's.
That is such an obscure phrase, too.
His philosophy dating back to that DX VHS tape that we used to watch all the time.
Only seen on that.
Yeah. That seems to be...
We used to watch all the time. We did, too.
That seems to be WWE's mantra at this point. More but better. Or at least more is better. That's not always the case. Sometimes more, you just put too much product out there. People get burnt out. They get tired of it. They feel like it's a huge obligation to keep up with all your product, and they start to tune out.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm dwindles because it's just too much, like a full-time job just to watch all WWE stuff. It's too much.
It's too much, man.
It's really too much.
Let's see here. Number 6.
6.
More title changes on TV. Man, I don't mean like just let's do title changes willy-nilly because
for the sake of, yes.
Yeah, because that leads to the titles meaning nothing, meaning like less. However, it would be kind of nice if, major story beats can happen with title changes. And we really don't see them that often. Granted, last week, or 2 weeks ago, Seth Rollins lost those tag titles to the Authors of Pain.
Last week, yeah.
That was cool. It was a buzzworthy moment.
It was.
When Drew and Dolph won those tag titles, kind of a buzzworthy moment. The thing is, those tag titles, they don't mean like as much as like the Intercontinental Championship. Imagine that happened with the Intercontinental Championship. Didn't Seth win his back on Raw or lose it on Raw? Something like that. There was a title change on Raw. We haven't seen a WWE title change, like a top world title or universal title change on Raw in I don't know how long.
Used to happen not all the time during the Attitude Era, but with a great deal of frequency.
Yeah, absolutely. The stories back then, I mean, that's one thing, that's one takeaway from the Attitude Era that you really can look at and say, wow, they got that right. And you have to give some of that credit to Vince Russo, but the whole Crash TV thing, things are happening all the time. That's how it should be. Things are happening all the time. That's the best TV.
Yes.
When things are always happening.
Yes. Number 5.
Number 5.
Cross-brand house shows or More network specials. Here's the thing. You buy a ticket for a house show, think you're just going to a house show, and you find out, oh, dang, this is going to be on the network. Something might happen here.
Yeah.
That creates excitement.
Yeah. At the same time, Survivor Series is the one time a year that brands go head-to-head in the ring. What if, like, they did a season for Survivor Series? What if they took, like, a Big Four pay-per-view and made a season out of it?
So those months pay-per-views is dual-branded.
Exactly.
Build up.
Those house shows, you know?
Yeah.
You go to the house shows and like, oh, cool, it's dual-branded. And then you can say, you know, you might come to me and say, well, Steve, you know, the traveling schedule, I don't care about the travel schedule. Make it happen.
You can
make it happen.
You can adjust it for a month.
You just adjust it. So, yeah,
Everybody's got the
cross-brand
same 2
house
days
shows,
off.
network specials, it'll build buzz for your show.
Yeah.
Number 4.
For
more NXT call-ups.
that, of course, goes with off-season for wrestlers, too. If you have wrestlers on off-season, it creates more opportunities for NXT talents to come to the main roster and inject some freshness, some energy, some enthusiasm.
One of the coolest things
main roster.
about the pre-NXT days was when they would debut, especially in the Attitude Era when the Monday Night Wars was going on. And it's like, ooh, who's going to jump ship from WWE to WCW and vice versa? NXT kind of works in that fashion these days. The call-ups, like we saw with Nikki Cross last week, the call-ups are very exciting.
Buzz.
They generate buzz. They generate enthusiasm. And they rarely happen. They don't happen that often.
When they happen is in a very particular time of year after WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly.
And at that point, it's predictable. We need excitement, unpredictability.
Have it based around story.
What a concept.
Whoa.
Number 3.
Get
rid of Brock Lesnar and focus on new talents. Young talents.
Yeah,
up-and-coming
dude.
talents.
I don't know what Vince's obsession with Brock is.
He thinks he makes money for himself and the company, but, you know, doesn't really seem like it.
I don't know in what respect. Like, they've never really... Like, it's not like he brings the ratings up. Like, he's going to be there tonight on Raw. I don't really think he does much for the ratings.
I mean, do people show up to the shows to see Brock at this point?
I don't think they do.
I don't think he really adds a whole lot. He shows up there and
bounces around a little bit.
does this while Heyman does all the talking. He might F5 somebody.
Just looks
That's
like
the
a
extent
video
of it.
game character.
Yeah, it's not terribly exciting.
No, it's not.
It's
yeah,
not.
Focus on new talents. That's what the Attitude Era did really, really well.
Yes.
Also, is they focused on the vital, fresh talent they had. They ran with it.
And here's the thing, too. With so much focus on part-time talent, older talents, at a certain point, their body's going to break down to such an extent that they have to retire. Who are you going to use to pop ratings then?
Yeah,
without
exactly.
investing the time and energy and money to build up newer talents who are on the current roster full-time.
Yep. Number 2.
2.
Better creative. I mean, this kind of goes without saying. Just write better. Just write more vital.
Yeah, creative on Raw is not that interesting. SmackDown is doing a good job with their creative. It's entertaining, at least, consistently.
SmackDown does a serviceable job, and they're really bolstered by the fact that their roster is fantastic, and they only have 2 hours to cram it in. I mean, God, you look at their tag team division, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Look, I mean, up and down the card, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's not to discredit Raw, but you've got, like, not as strong as a roster, and you've got a lot more time to sort of fill the moments in.
Yeah.
If you look over at SmackDown, it's like, man, it's a jam-packed roster. But, I mean, even their creative can be a bit more edgy, a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't even necessarily have to be edgy. It just has to be unpredictable.
Yeah. Well, there are certain things. Okay, so
how often are we surprised by anything that happens on Raw or SmackDown? Very rarely.
0, never. When you look, we were about to watch the Stone Cold versus Owen Hart match on that Survivor Series. Stone Cold is a character that had such an edge to him, just in his movements and his mannerisms. And a guy like that I sort of see on Raw, or rather could be, is Finn Balor back in New Japan.
Yeah.
He was a guy who was just unpredictable. He was edgy. He was crazy. You don't know what he's going to do.
Drew McIntyre could be that on the heel side of the spectrum.
So could and Kevin Owens as well. But they just sort of neuter these guys. You know, their creative just doesn't. It is sort of lacking, not just the creative aspect of things, but which it is, but just sort of like any sense of danger. You know,
Yeah.
like that's sort of lacking. And I think Drew could definitely do that. Drew sort of gets the closest to that. And then Braun back in the day kind of did with his, destroying everything angle.
Yes.
And that's sort of been lost too. And number 1. 2-hour Raws. If you jam-pack your lead show with as much stuff as possible and you only have 2 hours to do it, like SmackDown, it'll be better. It'll be better.
Obviously, yeah. I mean,
do that.
We see what happens, what works on SmackDown. It's a 2-hour show, packed with talent, packed with stuff happening. There's not a whole lot of recaps for things we saw earlier in the night.
Yeah.
Watching again for the third time.
We
don't need that stuff. It's a bunch of filler on Raw.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing. Yeah. I mean, that's sort of number one. Also plays into just WWE in general. Just do a little bit less. Like you're putting a lot of product out there.
Yeah, less is more.
You're putting a lot of product out there.
More is not better. Less is more.
True. But anyways, despite the company's potential woes, they still make a lot of money.
Well, for themselves and for municipalities across America and the world.
For example, New Orleans, NOLA.com, New Orleans, Louisiana.com, is reporting that Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards and WWE announced that WrestleMania 34 generated $175 million.
Yeah, tax money, revenue.
For the local economy.
Yeah, hotels and stuff like that.
I mean, look, here's the thing about WWE. They're not going down the tubes anytime soon. They will perpetually be around. They will always be here. But there is kind of a lack of enthusiasm in their product that will eventually, and I'm not saying now or 5 years from now, well, maybe 5 years from now when this round of TV contracts is up,
come back to bite them.
It could come back to bite them in the ass. They need some buzz. I mean, one of the things on here also is I didn't want to sign more talent because they're already signing talent.
Yeah, they're pretty much signing everybody already.
But, the biggest names outside of the WWE right now are the Elite. They sign the Elite. That'll be some much-needed buzz. As you like to say, that'd be a short-term pop. They have to be able to run with that and continue to, beyond their debut moment.
That has to happen in coordination with good creative. Otherwise, it's going to be a short-lived moment.
Absolutely. We're pulling for you, WWE. We think you could do great still. Before we continue, we'd like to thank today's sponsor of Going In Raw, Blue Chew. Hey guys, remember the days when you were always ready to go? Now you can increase your performance and get a boost of confidence in bed with BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue.
BlueChew.com is the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. So hey, Steve, you know it works.
Nice. And since it's chewable, Blue Chew works faster than a pill, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
Blue Chew is prescribed online and ships directly to your door. That means no more in-person doctor visits, no more waiting at the pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness.
Nice. Made in the USA, Blue Chew prepares and ships directly to your door, meaning it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
And right now, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Go to BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use promo code RAW. Just pay $5 for shipping.
Again, that's BLUE Chew.com, promo code RAW to try it for free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice. Thank you to Blue Chew for sponsoring today's episode of Going In Raw. And it really does help the show if you go to BlueChew.com and check it out.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's talking about things getting longer. Let's talk about things getting shorter now.
Yeah, that could be War Games.
Yeah.
War Games!
War Games!
So that's from Wrestling Observer. Daily update, quote, the show right now is scheduled for only 4 matches instead of the usual 5 because of the length of time all the matches are expected to get, particularly the War Games.
War Games!
Match. Plus, they are doing a 2 out of 3 falls women title match with Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. But hey, what about the Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno match that's supposed to happen at TakeOver? It's still going to happen. Kinda. The Observer continues, quote, the Ono versus Riddle match will still take place in Los Angeles, but it will be taped before TakeOver starts and will air on the weekly TV show probably on November 21st, if not a later date.
Ooh. That would be a hell of a TakeOver Fallout episode match right there.
Yeah, just give it the whole episode. Let those guys go an hour.
Where are they going to put the recaps? We need all the recaps. Like 45 minutes of recaps.
No, we don't.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
No, we don't.
It
we
wouldn't
don't
be
need
a true Fallout episode if it wasn't. Are we going to get another 2 episodes of NXT UK next week? Because that'd be a good reason to do. Like
they got a huge backlog of them, I think. They got 4 months of it before they even started taping. So I'm guessing,
They're going to start triple per 3 per week now?
They could. They should just have one up every day. It's a daily show now. So it's a bummer to lose the Ono versus Riddle match, but if it's going to be a situation where they only give it like 7 minutes at TakeOver versus 15 or 18 on NXT TV, I guess I'd rather have the longer, better match.
Yeah, I agree with that. Man, did you hear about this Evolve show? Mustafa Ali versus Darby Allin?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did you see some of the gifs from it? Holy moly. That is, I kind of wonder. And then there was Cassius Ohno versus Strickland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man. Yeah. Oh, my God. There's some gifs online of this thing. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Mustafa Ali versus Darby Allin. I kind of wonder, because Mustafa Ali was selling like crazy for Darby Allin.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was sort of a WWE audition for him.
Oh, it could be.
I could see him like...
Well, Ali has said after the match that after he wins the Cruiserweight title, he's going to come back to Evolve and defend it against Darby Allin.
Dude, I'm telling you. I was watching some... We're going to watch one of his matches. We're going to watch Darby Allin versus Jeff Cobb in the bonus episode today for $1 patrons. And I wonder, man, talk about a guy who could bring a lot to 205 Live. I was watching some of his highlights this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's so good. I want to check out that match. I know it's on WWN Live. .com or whatever.
I mean, Mustafa Ali's pretty much the best.
He really is, man. I'm telling you. That's good stuff.
He's fantastic.
I didn't see, did the Street Profits lose their tag? No, they kept them.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, man. They're having these WWE guys go on excursion.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much what it is.
I know, it's awesome. I think it's freaking
So how
great.
long, if Takeover is going to be 4 matches, usually 2.5 hours, how long is War Games going to be? It's going to be pushing an hour. And then Kyrie versus Shayna's got to be about...
That's 2 out of 3 falls.
25 minutes.
Right. Did they make that? I forget. Was it the title match? Is that a 3-way now or no?
No, as far as I know, it's still Velveteen Dream versus Ciampa.
All right.
And then we got Gargano versus Aleister Black, which will probably be long.
That'll probably be 25, 30 minutes. Huh?
Yeah. A lot of long matches, a lot of stories they need to tell.
So we got the title. Okay. Wait, hold on a second. We've got the title. We got Aleister Black. We got War Games. Okay, Shayna Baszler.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, that's gonna be a blast. But I love it because they like on main roster you just have this pressure to like get everything in. With War Game, with the takeovers, they're just like rarefied air. You know, it's like the best get in because they could. There's like any number of feuds going on in NXT right now. They could have put on a takeover.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. But usually they reserve takeovers for the top of the line feuds and title matches.
Magnifique.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Oh, it's so good.
So hey, Alexa Bliss has been gone for a little while, and people have been wondering why. At least from in-ring action, we might have an answer. Of course, from the Wrestling Observer himself, Dave Meltzer. He says, "Quote: There's been a lot of talk about what's going on with her. It's not just a concussion. She's actually had multiple concussions in a short period of time. So that's why they're so cautious about her right now." So you hear that, people start talking about, oh, will she be able to wrestle again? Too many shots to the head. And then Bliss seemed to dispel any thoughts that she might be retiring anytime soon by tweeting a Terminator GIF.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, Arnold saying,
that's
"I'll be
back."
back.
Use of gifting right
I'll be
there.
back. And then she has add the caption, "I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah.
So she's not retiring.
So rumor busted, apparently by Alexa anyways, but I don't know. It's probably a big old wait and see, you know. It's like things are a lot more advanced, like as we've seen with Daniel Bryan. Things are a bit more advanced these days with concussion testing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Diagnosing.
But at the same time, there's still a lot they don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's probably all bad too. So yeah, that's good. But you know, just have her take some time off from the ring. You know?
Which is what they're doing.
She's Alexa Bliss,
a strong enough personality that she can be on TV still.
She's a stronger character than she is wrestler, and she's a decent wrestler. And so, yeah, it's good. Have her be like sort of another authority type figure for the women's division. I think it's great. Be the female Baron Corbin.
Hey.
From
one injured wrestler to another, Cody seemed like he might have hurt himself.
Oh, no.
He tweeted out on Saturday, quote, "Sadly, folks, I will not be able to wrestle tomorrow in Toronto. I will still be at the pre-show meet and greet to say hello to everyone. Ring of Honor and I will find a suitable replacement for the match. I'm extremely sorry. I'll be able to confirm the extent of the issue after an MRI this week." And he added, "Going from one side of the crowd to the other last night, teasing a T-shirt toss of all things, heard a loud pop in my knee.
Oh, man.
Terrifying. Hoping it was just a little meniscus, and Sunday I could still deliver."
That sucks.
No word yet on MRI results. And he was replaced by Juice Robinson in his match against Trent at Ring of Honor Global Wars.
Well, that's cool.
Apparently it's a really good match.
There's another guy in New Japan seems to have oddly softened on Juice Robinson. I listened to a bunch more of that Being the Elite Jericho Cruise podcast. Again, not to hammer the point home, but their big announcement about how they're leaving Bullet Club, and we wish the guys there all the best luck in the world.
Kenny saying
it was so passive aggressive though. We wish them the best of luck, but you know the guys here, we don't want to just phone it in. We don't want to just punch the time clock, which is okay if you do, but we want to give extra.
Yeah. No, I read that.
They just, it's so passive aggressive. We wish them the best of luck. They're great guys. Jay White, super guy, really great guy, but we want to do extra, unlike them.
That's pretty much what they said.
Oh man!
All right, Steve. Now it's time for our favorite part of the Monday show. It's time for the Raw preview.
I love it when it's really well written. When it's magnifique.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon is back. Oh man, this is 20 minutes of this to open the show. It will be more than mere sibling rivalry when Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head for brand supremacy at Survivor Series. But first, Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon is unfinished business with her brother and rival commissioner, Shane. With SmackDown possibly being forced to forfeit the final match of the WWE World Cup tournament after The Miz injured his ankle, Shane O'Mac stepped in to face Raw's Dolph Ziggler, scored the win, and took the title of Best in the World from Team Red. The WWE Universe has had a lot to say about Shane's win. None of it really positive.
I don't really feel like anybody said anything of late, though.
But we'd yet to hear from his sister. We didn't really need to hear from his sister. That all changes on Raw when the Red Brand Commissioner returns to address the WWE World Cup controversy.
Which has largely been a non-issue in the last week.
There's a much bigger controversy regarding World Cup. The fact that it happened in Saudi Arabia in the first place. But, they are what they are.
The Beast brings his Universal Championship to Raw. Brock Lesnar conquered the nigh unbeatable Braun Strowman. He'd already beat him once to capture the vacant Universal Championship, and he now prepares to battle WWE Champion AJ Styles in a champion versus champion match at Survivor Series. The Beast incarnate defeated the Phenomenal One when they squared off at last year's Survivor Series, but countering the speed and agility of the SmackDown Live sensation was no easy task. Before that anticipated match, the Anomaly.
You got that right.
No, I know, but I've never heard him call Brock that before. The Anomaly?
It sounds kind of familiar.
I thought it was just the Beast. Comes to Raw, and he's bringing his newly won title with him.
Alexa Bliss's Survivor Series squad revealed. Alexa Bliss seems to be enjoying her managerial role as the captain of the Raw Women's Survivor Series team, and after witnessing many of the division's most competitive superstars in action this past week, Little Miss Bliss will reveal her team on Raw. Will she put past issues aside and select the likes of Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Natalya? Will she embrace the chaos of the Riot Squad? What about Nia Jax, a superstar she once considered to be her best friend, having since been replaced by Mickie James and Alicia Fox? The goddess will reveal all when Raw rolls through Kansas City. What do you think she's going to do? Who's going to be the team?
I would Mickie James and Alicia Fox are shoo-ins.
I could see them maybe having a match to determine who's going to be in.
Yeah, probably. Can Baron Corbin evade Braun Strowman? Well, if Strowman's knees are as bad as Meltzer says, probably.
Just walk a brisk pace.
I know. Baron Corbin was just as responsible as Brock Lesnar for keeping Braun Strowman away from the Universal Championship earlier this month. That one sentence, they've done more to push that part of the story than anything else. And the monster among men will never forget that. The acting Raw general manager avoided getting those hands past week, going so far as to barricade himself in a storage room and enlisting a small army to protect himself from monstrous retribution. Can Corbin keep doing his job and appease the returning Stephanie McMahon while avoiding Strowman?
Hands.
Who
will round out the Raw Men's Survivor Series team? By way of a disrespectful angle slam and angle luck, Drew McIntyre murdered Kurt Angle. No. Drew McIntyre dashed Kurt Angle's dreams of captaining the Raw Men's Survivor Series.
Did you read about on Sports Illustrated? They had the supposedly the backstage story of how that came together.
Ooh, backstage details. No, please tell.
No, it was Kurt and had the idea of
getting massacred.
Yeah, and took it to Vince, and they worked it out together, and then talked to Drew about it because apparently Kurt really likes Drew.
Oh,
he wanted to put him over because I guess they had a match in TNA where Kurt put him over.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. That's always good to hear.
That's good. It's an interesting story for Kurt potentially. Anyways, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
As such, acting Raw general manager Baron Corbin retains his captainship, and McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Braun Strowman remain the only Team Red superstars named to the team. 2 coveted spots remain. Who will be chosen to join the fight against the stacked SmackDown Live team of Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Shane McMahon, Samoa Joe, and Rey Mysterio?
Wow, should be a fun show.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah. take some questions, Steve.
Oh, man.
The Jack
yeah.
Daddy,
Yeah.
ref, Rich Hardesty. I feel like we get the off-season with SmackDown. Teams will disappear, surprise comeback, and they're injected into the storyline. That's true. SmackDown, since they're is so stacked that people also have to take some weeks off from time to time. That's a good point. But I guess, not just on TV taking time off, but house shows as well. While Thebar was off TV, I'm guessing they were still working house shows.
Mm-hmm.
Eric James, better Mania match, AJ versus Seth or AJ versus Adam Cole? In terms of pure wrestling, it would be AJ versus Seth.
Yeah, I agree with that. But man, Adam Cole's been killing it in NXT lately.
Oh,
But I feel like on a short notice, like on main roster, you're probably looking at something like AJ versus Seth. As the better match.
Oh yeah.
Cerberus here in the Discord, which you can get access to at $1 a month on the Patreon.
Yes.
He says, speaking of better merchandise from our conversation earlier, when are we getting the all-over print slow Wolfpack shirts?
That's a great question. I've been advocating for that for a very long time, and I think it'd be a great idea.
Never going to happen.
Great idea.
That's one battle neither of us are willing to concede.
We'll see. Robbie Hyde, Lesnar versus McIntyre, Rollins, or Strowman for WrestleMania. Give me a McIntyre versus Lesnar.
Oh, man. That'd be great. I am like, given what we've heard, sort of rumblings from the backstage or from Observer or whoever, saying that Braun not being in the picture, potentially being sort of a McIntyre, Rollins, maybe Ambrose thing for the Universal title against Lesnar. That does really pique my interest. I mean, it's just anything, dude. Anything that isn't anything. You know what I mean?
It's not Brock.
Dude, give me something.
Oh, it was Waymaker that said that the Manchester Arena only managed to get 5,000 people in a 20,000 capacity building. Rodney Rodriguez here on the Twitter now says, talk about this, lol. The Bella Twins challenge the Kardashians to WWE wrestling match.
If that ever happens, I will have no choice but to cover it because it's my job.
But we'll do it just only because
I'll do it with my teeth gritted.
We'll only do it because we have to.
Dalton is in mourning. What is your favorite Stan Lee cameo? I think it's probably the Guardians of the Galaxy one because it was like the weirder one, and he was with maybe it was part 2, maybe it was volume 2, where he was with the Watchers.
Yeah,
the big-headed dudes.
Yeah.
I like that one just because of the Watchers.
Was he in Mallrats?
Yeah, he had a whole scene in there.
Yeah, I'll say that
when he was talking about the Thing's dingus.
I don't remember much about that movie, but I remember he was in it.
That's my favorite. It's my favorite Kevin Smith movie in that universe. My favorite Kevin Smith movie is Red State. You ever see Red State?
No.
It's a fun flick. It's cool. Broken Ambulance. Triple H has said he doesn't want NXT to be looked at as developmental. Do you think we'll ever see a 3-way draft with NXT and 3 brands doing 2-hour shows?
That'd be cool.
3 brands. A 3-way draft? No, I don't want that. I don't know. It would be... I don't know.
They've got to establish NXT as not developmental first.
Yeah, clearly it is.
Greg Morris, recast True Romance with wrestlers from any promotion.
Who would be... what's Christian Slater's name in that movie?
I don't remember.
Cletus? Not Cletus, is it? What's his name in that damn movie? It's like my wife's favorite movie. I should probably know these things. Who would be Alabama Worley? Sort of nice, but always been given the short shrift. Clarence, that's what it is. Not
Clarence, that's
Clarence. Right. Brad Pitt.
What about Bailey?
Yeah, Bailey works. Clarence, loser, who has a sack on him.
Sami Zayn.
There, that's good. That's good.
Losing wrestler.
Losing wrestler. I like that. Gary Oldman.
Oh wow,
that's a tough one. Thugonomics John Cena.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's good.
What about Dennis Hopper? It'll be Vince, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What about Val Kilmer as Elvis? Not just
Heath Slater.
Oh, there you go. Heath Slater. There you go.
Adam Galloper. Oh, sorry. Josh Little. What is the best and worst Survivor Series match? Best, I feel like, is one the Dolph one. Sting showed up at. That was fun. Team Cena versus Team Authority. That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a really good. I'm not a huge Survivor Series guy. There are too many people in a match.
Yeah.
I like to keep my.
Wasn't there one where the King and Doink were the captains?
Wasn't it? It was like a whole team of Doinks, wasn't it? They were all clowns.
Yeah.
I don't need that in my life. No. Give me an exciting, dramatic match. Dolph Ziggler. Last year's, I actually found kind of entertaining, simply because at the end, Triple H was such a goof.
Oh God, that was bad.
It was so bad, but I found it hilarious.
Adam Galloper, will the Friendo Draft also look at titles and Money in the Bank? That's a good question. If someone makes a custom title, will we consider it? We won't draft it, but if we really like it, we might use it.
Yeah, if it really tickles me, we'd probably use, like the H title was a it wasn't even a Friendo creation. Somebody just made it out there, and we turned it into a thing. I'll probably, unless something really, really like interesting shows up, probably going to go back in WCW to the Meatloaf Championship as the mid-level.
Gotcha,
I don't know if anybody can beat the Meatloaf Championship.
I got to make a new Larson Libre title, I guess. Jesse James Helsius, I proposed to my boyfriend this weekend. Just wanted to share the happy news.
Nice.
Oh, I was wearing my Undisputed Era shirt. I think that's why he said yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
White Knight Zero, have Leo Rush talk to Cena about being his hype man.
John Cena.
Hello?
Hi, I'm the 24-year-old piece of gold.
Oh.
It was my birthday yesterday, so now I'm 24 years old.
Happy birthday to
and
you.
I'm a piece of gold.
How can I help you?
I'm wondering, I noticed you're not great on the mic, so would you like me to be your hype man?
Oh, what's your name again?
Leo Rush.
Don't you have a earpiece in on Raw?
Lashley.
John Cena doesn't need an earpiece.
Lashley.
Alto, should I shoulder lean on Undertaker? Only if you want to get tombstoned.
Yeah, do that. Oh my God. Oh man. I'm so hyped for his meeting with the Undertaker.
This could be interesting.
Minds collide. Alto and Undertaker. Come on, man. My name is the Undertaker, and you're watching Going In Raw.
I mean, that'd be great.
That would be great. It'd be the best thing ever.
T Money Belvedere, who has a higher ceiling post WWE, Pac or Callahan? Pac, man.
Oh, it's Pac. Are you kidding me?
Pac is incredible.
He's destroying it, right? Did you see him sell that DDT?
Yeah, that was great.
Oh,
was
man,
great.
it was the best thing ever.
And he's jacked.
And he's steroid free. What did he call himself? Steroid free savage bastard or something like that.
Said I'm fed by
hatred and anger.
Something like that.
Josh Little, who is the X-Men of WWE? The closest that we get is Brian Cage, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he'd be Wolverine
because he really likes Wolverine.
He loves Wolverine.
He loves Wolverine.
All right, but he's not in WWE. That was the question.
Well, I don't know. I mean, who has
Lars Sullivan? No, Braun is Colossus.
Seth has worn Deadpool gear before.
True.
So he can be Deadpool.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's actually ever been in X-Men. He was in X-Force. Man, there's this awesome podcast I listened to and watched this past weekend called Cartoonist Kayfabe.
Oh.
I think I might have told you about it. It's two cartoonists. Oh, one is Ed Pisker, the guy who did the Hip Hop Family Tree.
Oh, cool.
And
He's
doing he's doing an X-Men thing these days. And then Jim Rugg, who's this fantastic cartoonist who did a book called Street Angel, or does a book called Street Angel. And they review individual issues starting from #1 of Wizard magazine.
Oh, you told me about that. That's brilliant.
It's just a top down. The camera's right here.
That's so good.
And they just flip through it, and it's so it's so good for me specifically because they just talk about early '90s comics, and it's like a freaking. So I don't know if you're old, if you're like 40 years old, you probably into comics, you'd probably be really into it. But I love it. I watched like the first episode this week.
That sounds interesting.
This weekend, yeah.
I used to I wasn't even that huge into comics, but Wizard was always so well put together.
Everybody knew Wizard.
Yeah, Wizard was great.
Sean Lathrop, how did Vince McMahon offer Omega a WWE contract?
I don't think he can officially now because Kenny Omega's still under New Japan contract.
So they meet in an alley. Kenny,
No, it has to be through intermediaries.
Kenny. All right, who's Vince's? I think they want us to do a role play thing. Who's Vince's intermediary?
Well, it'd be Triple H.
Well, he's too. No, he can't be an intermediary.
No, but it'd be Triple H doing actual talking through an intermediary.
Oh, okay. So who's the intermediary?
I mean, AJ would make a ton of sense.
Oh, wow. All right, AJ, listen. Dad wants Kenny over here. He thinks he's great. I think he's fantastic, but I kind of want him from NXT. You need to sell him on NXT. I know you didn't go there. I wanted you for NXT, though. Global localization. Go tell, listen to me, AJ. Go tell Kenny these 2 words. He'll get it. He's got a dream, too. He's got a vision. I've got a vision. Global localization. Bang. Shovel. You're not giving me any AJ?
I don't really feel like I could do AJ.
You've done it before.
I have.
All right, game. All right, honey. That sounds good. My AJ is just Crisley. Okay,
Yeah,
game. That sounds great.
I know, it is.
That sounds great. Todd, go talk to Kenny. Matthew Cox just suggests Kairi Sane as Jubilee.
Wayne Maker. Steve, did you get the 6-part Dark Empire Star Wars comics?
I did. They were so weird because they were like
Remember
they were like watercolors. They weren't like a traditional comic. It was like watercolors. They were cool though.
Yeah.
They were neat.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It was like super. It was like really moody and atmospheric.
Yeah, it was good. Alex Payne, what singer or band should Elias go on tour with? Is Mumford & Sons still a thing?
Boy and Bear. How about that? Boy, that Boy and Bear album, that first one's really good.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, super good. What was the other one that I like? What was that one that song? What was that band that would sing about beheading things? Or that was your speculation, anyways?
Oh, Fleet Foxes.
Fleet Foxes.
Well, that's just that one song.
Yeah, that's another good Elias band.
Beheading things. It wasn't the whole.
I swear I thought you said
it was just
like,
one song. That I mean, just the lyrics could make one think they're talking about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a good album. That whole album's really
White
good.
Winter Hymnal.
Yeah, that's a good album.
About blood and snow and stuff like that. So I could be interpreting it wrong. It's open to interpretation. Monkey D. Luffy, why is 2K19 Bob Roode better than main roster Bob Roode? Because 2K19 Bob Roode is Bob Roode circa late spring, early summer.
Man, I was at Walmart yesterday looking for some Pokemon toys for Alabama.
Uh-huh.
She's like huge into Pokemon now. And I was looking at the WWE stuff. I swear the Bob Roode that they had, like the picture that they used on his action figure box thing, they like generated a facial expression. Like he had a super like his mouth looked like a frown.
Oh my gosh. It was like NXT Bob Roode.
But they it's like they brought like in Photoshop, they like smudged his mouth down this way to make it look way more frowny.
Interesting.
I wonder if they like looked at all of his pictures and were like, does this guy ever have any actual facial expressions?
Oh, it's Monkey D. Luffy, not Luffy. I was correct.
Luffy. And go to Streamlabs, see if we got any Streamlabs money. I mean, donations and comments. No, none. Oh, let me one more time in the Discord here, then we'll call it a day.
All right.
Cody Miles says, wait, what if WWE gets the Elite for NXT Japan? Listen, guys, here's the deal. You guys are going to NXT Japan.
Wayne Maker says Mumford or Gen Z's Coldplay.
Just Ponzi wankers.
All right.
You're not a big Mumford fan.
I mean, like some of their songs. Some of them
really? That's surprising.
Listenable.
That first one they did.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It was a decent song.
I tried to listen to their first album, and all the songs kind of sound the same.
Isn't it weird, like after that? Because I think like Fleet Foxes and Boy and Bear, they all have that same. It's like they're all green bluegrass.
Kind of, yeah.
There's like a bunch of bands that came out around that time.
Yeah,
that just bluegrass the crap out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I got a couple like after like the third Mumford song, I was like, dude, every band sounds like this now.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me like, I don't know, the band instead. Because they did research into their songs, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I've heard the story.
Levon Helm went to the library and researched Civil War
Wow.
to write that one song.
Wow.
I don't know if he actually went to the library. He wrote it in like the late 60s, so I'm assuming the only place you can get info is at the library.
Yeah, probably. They didn't have internet back then.
They didn't have like Barnes & Noble back then.
No.
Bookstores didn't come around till like the late 90s.
Well, that's not true, but they didn't have Barnes & Noble. I wonder if back in the
I don't
late
even know how to get out of the show now.
I wonder if in the late 60s. Like in the late 60s. Something just happened over there.
You can go. Oh my God! Hold on. That was weird.
Yeah.
How did that happened? Come back here.
Because you can go to Barnes & Noble, you know, and just sit there and read books all day, and no one's gonna tell you to get out of there. It's pretty much a library.
Did they have Barnes & Noble back in the late 60s?
No, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if you could do that at bookstores in the late 60s.
Oh, like mom and pop. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Or if the proprietors would just say, you know, hey, if you're gonna look at that book, you got to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It wasn't really a botch. Just the screen went weird for a second.
Yeah, it was a technical thing.
Are we off? Well, I don't have the.
No, we're still up. Well, it's green says we're still streaming.
I don't have our theme song ready here.
Oh,
so
dear.
when we cut out, we're just gonna cut out.
All right.
I don't have the intro or anything.
You get it easy today, Hilton.
Yeah, Hilton, you don't do anything today. I'm just gonna hit a button, and then we're gonna be done, and that's gonna be the end of it. So post show for $1 and up. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen too. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Till next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Oh, LXC says sing the theme. All right. Dun 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 dun.